Hey everyone, my fellow Gen Xers, and other people who are thinking about retirement. So, one of the things that I've been thinking about lately is when I die, what's going to happen when I die? So, I know some of us don't want to think about that, but if we don't think about it, then our family's going to have to think about it, right? So, I think to myself, who's going to be taking care of these things when I am gone or when I die? It's going to be someone probably younger than me in the family, right? So, I mean, first I have to think about who that's going to be, right? Because for a long time, I've had my sister or like a niece who's my age. And I just keep thinking, like, I probably shouldn't put this on them, right? Because they're either going to be old if I die when I'm old. I mean, right? It could happen anytime. But normally, they would also be old or they would be gone. So at some point, I was just talking to a friend today. I'm going to have to add someone younger in my family, right? As like the alternate executor, in case the one that I put down is no longer here. So, the kinds of things I'm thinking about are like, what do I want to happen to my body when I die, right? Do I want to be cremated, or do I want my body to be buried, right? So, on that particular issue, since I don't live where I want to be buried, I think it would just be easier if I was cremated, and then no one has to move my whole body from one state to another. They could just move my ashes. So the other thing is, like, do you want a headstone? I know a lot of people, a lot of Gen Xers who don't even care about that. And if you don't have kids, you might think, who's going to visit it? Now, I have a little bit of a different thinking about that. For one, my family has like a lot of my family are buried in the same cemetery in my small hometown. So I kind of want to have a presence there. I'll explain in a minute. So I actually was named after my great aunt, and she never had any kids. Her and her husband never had any kids. Well, they did have one child, but it died when it was very young. And so I was named after her, and I don't need my own headstone. Like, I just would like to be recognized in where the rest of my family, not the rest of, but a lot of my family are buried. Like my dad, my grandparents on his side, my great aunt and her husband. I think there's probably another great aunt buried there. And I don't know if my uncle, my dad's brother, is there or not, but there's a bunch of them. And so I kind of want to be there with them. So I got permission from my siblings, which the person at the cemetery made me do, but so I could be on the headstone, so that my name could be on the headstone with my great aunt and her husband. And there was room. So the man's name was always first on the headstone. So his name is there. And then it says wife, and then her name and her birth and death years. And then underneath, I want to put great niece, because that's what I was to them, their great niece. And then my name, which is exactly the same as hers. And then my birth year and death year. So I'll just, for now, I can put the birth year. So I can right now have them put all the lettering except my year of death on this headstone. And so then my family don't have to do that. And I was going to have my ashes put there with the, long ago buried bodies of my great aunt and uncle. But the more I think about it, well, the one thing that bothers me is that I don't think they will let me put my ashes in a biodegradable container, because I don't need to be buried in something that is going to last forever. You know what I mean? It's like just burying trash with my ashes in it. So I don't want to do that. So I think instead I will just have my ashes scattered on my family's old farm, which we don't own anymore. But I mean, anyone can look and see that my family owned it for at least 100 years. So I think it won't be a problem to scatter them or even just dig a small hole and just put them in it so that I can be connected to my ancestors still. It's still in the same little town as the cemetery. So then we don't have to bother with, having a burial. I mean, but the point is, I will still have to find someone in my family who is willing to take those ashes to the old farm and do that for me, right? So I kind of have to make sure I talk to people in the family about that before the time comes so that they know what my wishes are. But I'm trying to definitely keep the expenses down for them, right? By paying for anything that I can in advance. So I don't think I can really pay for the cremation in advance. I don't really know how much that costs. And then if the ashes have to be delivered or if someone has to go get them, that might be up to them. And maybe I will miraculously have some money left in the bank at that point that they can use. And then they'll just have to put the year of my death on the headstone. So I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible. Have you thought about any of these things? Do you think about these things? Because if you don't think about them, like what is the burden financially that you're putting on your family? Do you care? Do you not even want any of that? You maybe don't feel connected to a place, so there isn't like, oh, I really want to be laid to rest or remembered in this spot, right? In this place, in this town, or have my ashes scattered in this place that I love. And it's just, I guess part of why I want to think about it now is that I don't want to put a financial burden on my family. And part of it is because I want a certain thing done and I don't want it to not be done that way, But again, I mean, it could be 30 years before I die, so the world could be a completely different place and, things might not happen the way I want it to, but I just would like to be in charge of it, I guess, as much as possible. Because especially the part about getting my siblings permission, I mean, I don't really know how that would work 30 years from now because I don't know how many of my siblings would still be alive, but also things like, getting the lettering done on the stone might be significantly more expensive in the future. And so I got a quote on it and I didn't think it was that bad. So I think if I could just do that part now and then again, talk to a younger family member and get her on board and leave instructions with someone. I mean, I do have a will, but it's not on file anywhere. So they would have to find it either on my computer or in my belongings, which I have given a copy of it to someone before, but it's totally changed now. So anyway, we're kind of getting to that age where maybe we should start thinking about that stuff. So if you have some feedback on this or ideas or thoughts, please put them in the comments and we can chat about it.